It's Monday, March 4th, 2014. My name is Ray Rigoglioso, and this is a recap from our Gay Men of Wisdom discussion group. Tonight, we explored whether there is a gay spiritual window, borrowing from Harry Hayes' idea about the gay window. So we began the call with a question. What does spirituality mean? Understanding that it can have vastly different meanings to each man on the call. So here are some of the definitions that I heard. Spirituality is energy and dynamism. It's the connection and embodiment of the divine energy. Spirituality describes a set of techniques that give people a heightened sense of what life is about. It's what religion should be. Spirituality is seeing religion from the outside, something that gay men do particularly well. It's a path, not a destination. One man shared that being gay has made him much more in touch with his emotions. He feels the two-spirit within him, and that gives him a different relationship and access to spirituality. Spirituality is my connection to the divine, one man said. The more I embrace it and live in the space of flow, I find that we are truly one. I live from a place of love. My body holds a physical energy, another man said. It's not limited to my body, it's connected to the universe, to a greater knowing, to source. Spirituality is a process of waking up, becoming more aware of our inner nature and the fact that we're connected to everything around us. Being kicked out of religion, one man said, helped me find a more authentic path to spirit. We have to come up with our own spiritual path. Now, I asked the group, can atheists be spiritual? I saw this on a Facebook post about this. I'm really curious. And one of the men said, I find atheists to be some of the most spiritual people. You don't have to label a path toward creating meaning. Atheists question assumptions about the world, and they set out on a path to find their own truth. You really don't need to label this. One man said that my spirituality arose out of allowing myself to be emotional on the inside instead of rational, allowing to put the rational aside and the emotions to rise. A sense of spirit or meaning is much more individual than we think, we concluded. It's really an individual journey. One thing I noticed was that spirituality, in our call, the spirituality really became a search for meaning that is deeply personal. That's what I saw as the commonality between all of the definitions. So the next question I asked was, to what extent does being gay predispose us to spirituality? Well, one man said, we don't see polar opposites. We see connections. We see wholeness. Really interesting perspective. We don't see good and evil being other. We're more inclined to see others as similar to us versus other. And there's a whole question, this whole discussion arose about not having children and what that does to our perspective as gay men. One man said that being gay makes me ask questions that prompt me to go deeper. And again, this question about not having children, one man said that he feels that gay men choose this path to be stewards of compassion, that we are healers. We know how to love people, that we choose to come into this path as gay men in this lifetime. Another man shared that being alone as a gay child fostered a more contemplative experience. Having suffered through rejection, we come to be at home in ourselves. Again, not having children, we have a different sense of the future. We're not leaving a future for children, so we have this sense of being fully in the present moment, and that gives freedom to those around us. We discussed how our outsiderness forces us to think critically. Now, one man who was married talked about what he observed as the pressures on heterosexual men, economic, social, and cultural other pressures. And he asked, how can we serve heterosexual men? How can gay men be of service? And it's a really good question, because we're just now creating the narrative that explains why we are here and how we serve humanity. So it's a big question for gay men. How can we be of service to heterosexual men. Another man said that our divine purpose is to bring wholeness to humanity, that we see connections where others can't. This man said that my journey has helped me see how powerful I am and gay men are. So what I noticed was this idea that gay men suffer and then give the insights back to the world. So I posed this idea is, do we give the profound gift of suffering back to the world? Well, we had a conversation about this. One man shared that we become happy when we develop a sense of self-love, that gay men have to work really hard on it. And it's the task really of all humanity to love themselves. When we love ourselves, that serves as a very powerful example that inspires others. So in doing our closeout, I heard some really interesting observations. One man said, it's powerful to know that we are awakening as a people, that we are in the process of healing. We all have the same yearning for connection. That was really a theme about gay men's ability to foster connection, to make connections, to see connections, to bring about and create wholeness as one of our primary roles on the planet. We all define spirituality differently, one man said, but I see more commonality than difference. Even when we see things differently, there's much more in common. We are out in front of the shift of human consciousness, that we are part of this bigger idea of serving the earth. So truly a wonderful conversation about a gay spiritual window and how gay men have a different access to the idea of spirituality. So thanks for being with me. Again, it's Monday, March 4th, 2014. My name is Ray Rigogliozzo, and I am the founder of Gay Men of Wisdom. Have a good day.